All right, we're gonna do a thing here, and why are we doing this thing this way? This is gonna be one of the coziest, most unprepared videos ever. I might not even leave this up, who knows? But I did promise that I would do as many Friday Reads videos as I possibly can. You're not gonna see me on screen because I'm already prepped for bed. In fact, I was about to go to bed and then remembered that I had forgotten to post a video today for Friday Reads. So you are looking at the book that I am reading for right now, Gutter Child by Jael Richardson, and I thought I would just do a little flip through to show you how my annotations are coming along and to let you know what I think. So this is the washi tape that I've decided to use for the book. It is a like green sort of foliage with red flowers, and I've decided that I'm gonna really go all out, or at least as all out as I've gone before with the jewels, so the bedazzling. So I've got some jewels. This is for you, Tati. Enjoy. I've got some jewels here with adhesive backing, and I decided to decorate the first page, which I hope to do going forward. And I say I'm very excited. This was a requested ARC and hybrid read and bedazzling. So I requested a copy of this ARC from the publisher. And the publisher is, I want to say Harper Avenue. Jael Richardson is a Black Canadian. And this is a speculative fiction novel. And I have to say that I'm moved by it. I'll just let you read that for a second. I will say that this book has notes of Little Orphan Annie. It has notes of, what would I say? It has notes of like speculative, kind of like neo-colonial institution type plots. So we're following a girl named Elamina. She has just been taken from her home on the mainland and has been brought to an academy called Livingstone, the Livingstone Academy. And in this world, there are two categories of people. There are the mainlanders and there are the gutter people. And there was a social experiment, a project, where 100 gutter children were taken from their gutter families and were raised by mainland parents. Elamina was one of those children, so she was raised in the mainland community, but she was always seen as different and was subject to a lot of discrimination, as was her mainlander mother. But her mother died. And so after her mom died, she had to Elamina, that is, had to go to the Livingstone Academy. Now, academies are institutions. They're basically institutions of indentured servitude for gutter children who are trying to work off the debt that their families have incurred. And at these institutions, they are put to work and they're expected through their work to pay off their family's debts. And then I'm not far enough in the book to know exactly what's supposed to happen after they graduate from these academies and pay off their family's debts. But I think what happens is after they graduate, they end up being placed in like mainlander homes where they're supposed to basically continue to pay off their family's debts until they get redemption freedom, which is what happens when you pay off the debt. And then I think after that you get to be free, but I don't exactly know what free means in this world. So Elamina is thrown into this world and she doesn't really understand it. She tries to develop relationships with the different young people in the Livingstone Academy that is fraught with stuff. Most of the interactions that I've read in the book so far, I'm on chapter 10, take place between her and other kids. And it's kind of cool. I haven't, like, this is not young adult. This is adult speculative fiction, right? But most of the dialogue right now is taking place between children and teenagers, which I appreciate. It's pretty character driven. There's a lot of dialogue. You're kind of even though you're following one character, you're learning about the world through, you know, monologues from different characters and descriptions of different characters and how they behave, as opposed to like long paragraphs of prose that are just explaining the world. The narrator is written in the first person, and the narrator is Elamina. So I am so far enjoying it. I read some of it this evening, and as you can see, there's a bunch that I've annotated and highlighted. The style that I'm using right now is what I would call more of a minimalist annotation. So I'm not and this is what it tends to look like for me when there's not a lot of like long paragraphs like this, when it's mostly a lot of dialogue. So what I'm doing is identifying passages that will remind me of important parts in the book. So here, for example, the quote is, "I'd like to think that there are employers who let you have kids and get married." So one of the characters is musing about what the world could be like after they leave Livingstone Academy. And I note here that they're called employers. Now, this book really speaks to my lawyer brain because it's got a lot of it explains how the political system and the economic system is set up to keep the indentured servitude in place. There's some backstory that I won't disclose here, but there's some really interesting backstory. There is a lot of reference to a particular order and institutions that are created in order to keep this order together. And you'll note I've made some references to depression because the work that I'm doing on trying to notice mental health and disability in reading is just got me focused on things like that. I note here that it's very Lord of the Flies, so there's an element of Lord of the Flies just because it's a bunch of kids in a system, right? And I note very tender because there are some beautiful moments between some characters that are growing in tenderness and relationship with each other. So that is just a bit of a flip through what I'm reading this Friday. And government propaganda. So yeah, and of course, I've got my beautiful bookmark from Melanin Eclectic. Yes, to answer your question, will every single video I post basically be an ode to Melanin Eclectic? Probably yes. So buy the bookmarks. Anyway, have a wonderful long weekend. I'm enjoying this read. What are you reading? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you in my next video. Read with purpose, y'all. Bye.